Girl, if you thought the whole Jay-Z and Beyoncé drama was done and dusted, think again. 50 Cent just jumped in and honey, he's got some hot tea that's flipping the whole narrative upside down. You know how fans have been dragging Jay-Z, calling him out as the mastermind behind all the shady stuff Beyoncé's been caught up in? Well, 50 is here to set the record straight, and trust me, you're not ready for this. Not only is he saying Beyoncé is just as messy as Jay-Z, but get this, he's hinting she might be even worse. And oh, he's got receipts, baby. But hold up, it gets juicier. 50 Cent is out here claiming that not only was Beyoncé allegedly involved in Diddy's wild parties, but she's also setting Jay-Z up to take the blame for all their drama. According to him, when everything hits the fan, she's ready to throw Jay under the bus. Chills, right? I mean, there's a lot to unpack here, so grab a seat because this Hollywood saga is getting wild. If you've been living under a rock, let me fill you in. There's been some serious buzz that Beyoncé might be ready to pack her bags and call it quits with Jay-Z. This has been brewing for a minute, and people thought Bey was over it because she was fed up with Jay's alleged manipulations. And let's be real, Jay-Z doesn't exactly have the cleanest reputation. He's been linked to some seriously shady business and behind-the-scenes drama. But let's not get too deep into that, because I'm sure you've heard all the reports by now. For the longest time, everyone's seen Beyoncé as a victim in all this mess, especially with that near-perfect public image of hers. And the fact she was super young when she and Jay-Z first got together. She's even opened up about it in interviews, saying she was just 18 when they met and started dating at 19. No one was expecting her to rush into marriage or anything, but here's where things get even more shady. Beyoncé and Jay-Z started dating when she was 19 and he was 31. Yeah, that's a pretty big age gap, but it gets even messier, girl, because in a 2007 interview, Jay-Z said he met Bey 10 years earlier, which would have been 1997. That means Beyoncé would have been just 16 when they crossed paths, and depending on the exact timeline, she could have even been as young as 15. The idea of Jay, who was 27 or 28 at the time, pursuing a teenage Beyoncé? Yeah, let's just say it leaves a lot of people feeling some type of way. And because of all this, people have always viewed Beyoncé as the innocent one, letting her off the hook whenever Jay-Z gets dragged for his shady antics. But honey, after 50's revelations, we might have to rethink everything. Have you noticed how, even when the couple is under fire for supposedly blackballing other artists in the industry, the heat always seems to shift to Jay-Z and his alleged misuse of power? Meanwhile, Beyoncé somehow escapes the spotlight because, let's be real, she's the media's darling. Well, 50 Cent is here to flip the script, and he's not letting this narrative slide any longer. He's spilling some serious insider tea, and trust me, his thoughts on Beyoncé aren't exactly flattering. When blogger Storm Monroe first dropped the news of the divorce a few months back, everyone was hyping Beyoncé up for taking a stand and leaving Jay-Z for good. But now, with 50 Cent's latest comments, you know what, girls? It looks like we might have had it wrong all along.
What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate. And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z's up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. Yeah, I might have to answer something. I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyoncé. Okay, and she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time. They built this beautiful life.
Okay, girls, let me tell you, fans are living for the idea of Beyoncé finally leaving Jay-Z, and it's not just some random rumor. Oh no, this tea is piping hot, and we're talking Diddy level drama here. You know what I'm saying? Storm was out here hinting that Jay is about to get exposed in a major way. And honey, it's not just your everyday gossip. We're talking about some wild things he's done in the past. But here's where it gets crazier. Storm wasn't even the first to drop this bombshell. After Cassie came for Diddy with that explosive lawsuit, putting him on blast for some seriously dark stuff, Jaguar Wright came through and spilled that Jay-Z is next on the chopping block. She even said the only reason Jay hasn't been exposed yet is because he's just been smarter and sneakier than Diddy. But guess what, girls? His luck's about to run out, and I'm here for it.
Patient. He's not sloppy. He been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
Not to be a hater, but have you seen what's going down with Jay-Z and Diddy? The streets are buzzing and people are starting to think Jay-Z might be just as shady as Diddy. And with all those wild allegations against Diddy, folks were honestly relieved to hear that Beyoncé might be thinking about pulling the plug on her marriage. Oh, and let's not forget about that whole age gap between them. On top of everything, Jay-Z has been caught cheating on Beyoncé multiple times. And no, I'm not just talking about that whole Becky with the good hair drama. He's been sneaky since day one. Word on the street is that he started cheating just a few months after they first got together. One of the names that popped up early on, none other than singer Charlie Baltimore. Now, if you've been following this mess, you've probably already heard the rumors about their affair happening right under Beyoncé's nose. But for those who are a little behind, let me fill you in. Charlie Baltimore used to date the legendary Notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie Smalls, back in the day. Well, eventually, she got tired of playing second fiddle while Jay-Z was out here flaunting his relationship with Beyoncé. So she cut things off, and guess what? Jay-Z did not take it well. In fact, he got so jealous when she moved on to someone else that he risked going to jail. Remember that time Jay-Z was arrested for stabbing a guy at a club? He claimed the dude was bootlegging copies of his album Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter, but girl, insiders are saying that's not the full story. Even 50 Cent called BS on that excuse. He claims the real reason for the fight was because Jay-Z couldn't handle the fact that Charlie had started dating the producer. Like, seriously? Getting mad at your ex side piece while you're with Beyoncé? That's next level petty. And 50 Cent's not the only one spilling tea. Rapper Cameron backed him up, saying that the whole stabbing incident was all about Charlie.
It wasn't over no money. It wasn't over being righteous. What was it over? A chick? What we don't do is we don't fuck with our homies' ex-bitch.
Bow.
You feel me?
You know who that is now,
I
right?
said bow. Charlie Baltimore.
There you go.
Not to be a hater, but have you seen 50 Cent lately? He's stepping back into the spotlight to spill some tea on the whole Jay-Z and Beyoncé drama, and guess what, girls? He's not exactly Team Bey. Yeah, you heard that right. He's claiming that Beyoncé is the real villain here, not Jay-Z like everyone thinks. If you don't know, 50 Cent and Jay-Z have had beef for a hot minute, and Beyoncé got dragged into it when she stepped up to defend her man. Let's rewind and break down where all this mess started. The tension between these two has been brewing since way back, like when 50 dropped his 1999 hit, How to Rob. People have always speculated he did it for clout, cause let's be real, Jay was already a big deal back then while 50 was just starting to rise. And that track, it was actually 50's first major hit, and honey, it stirred up all kinds of drama. But Jay-Z wasn't 50's only target in How to Rob. Oh no. He went after a whole lineup of heavy hitters like Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Diddy, Missy Elliott, Will Smith, and a bunch of other A-listers from that era. When it came to Jay, 50 rapped, "What Jigga just sold like 4 milli? He got something to live for. Don't want a man putting 4 through that Bentley coupe door." Spicy, right? And of course, the artist he called out fired back, but Jay is known for holding grudges, which is why this beef has dragged on for years. Eventually, Jay clapped back with his own diss track, It's Hot, Some Like It Hot. And let's not forget his famous line, "Go against Jigga, you're dense, I'm about $1, what the F is 50 Cent? Oof." Now, 50 eventually admitted he was chasing clout when he went after Jay and the others. In an interview with Rolling Stone, 50 spilled that when Jay responded, he was actually flattered. He said, he wouldn't have said anything back if he didn't think I was hot. And girl, he even admitted that his career might not be where it is today if Jay hadn't responded. But back to the current tea between 50 and Jay. 50 has never been shy about his feelings. He's admitted he has a problem with Jay because Jay thinks he's the greatest. In another interview, 50 straight up said, he has a king complex. He thinks he's effing Jesus. You know what I mean? This whole Jehovah thing, I'm just watching him. He even called out Jay for throwing subliminals, saying that's the punk way to do things. Not to be a hater, but have you heard what went down with Jay-Z and 50 Cent? Jay tried to play it cool, brushing off the rumors of beef, claiming they were all good. But you know 50 wasn't having it. He came out swinging, straight up denying they were on good terms. And get this, he didn't stop there. He went on to say they'll never be friends. Like, we're in the same business, sure, but let's be real. We don't call each other just to chat. And you know what, girls? Beyoncé wasn't about to let 50 keep dragging her man like that. Even though she and Jay hadn't even started dating when all this drama kicked off, she was ride or die for him. It got so spicy that 50 Cent revealed she even tried to throw hands with him. Can you believe it? Queen Bey stepping into the ring?
And I'm like, wait, what are you doing? That stuff, that's me and Jay-Z stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with you, girl.
Of course, 50 Cent, being 50 Cent, could not resist making a joke out of the situation.
Solange wasn't there.
Yeah, you lucky Solange wasn't there.
Solange was there, I would have had to
Not to be a hater, but have you heard the latest tea? The thought of Beyoncé wanting to throw hands with 50 Cent over Jay-Z is honestly pretty wild. But you know what? It kinda makes sense now why 50 is one of the few who sees her for who she really is. He's out here saying she's not the victim everyone thinks she is. Oh, and get this, 50 doesn't just believe she's no victim, he actually thinks she's worse than Jay-Z. Yup, he's out here suggesting that Queen Bey is the mastermind behind a lot of the accusations against him. Allegedly, of course. And if you don't know, girls, remember when her former bodyguard spilled the tea about Beyoncé and Jay-Z supposedly blackballing Carrie Hilson's career?
Beyoncé and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them. Okay, I get the threats, but you have to remember one thing. I know your deepest secrets. I know so much about you and what you've done. I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people. Beyonce, how you guys ended Carrie Hilson's career because she said something about you. That's how hateful you guys are, how you step on anybody to stay on.
For some reason, Jay-Z ended up catching all the smoke for that, and for some reason, Beyoncé was left out of the conversation. The bodyguard also claimed that Beyoncé and Jay-Z's marriage was nothing but a business merger.
Your relationship was a business relationship, financial, to get to the top, to become billionaires. There's no love there. See, what's done in the dark will definitely come in the light.
So girls, don't be a stranger. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for our next video. You won't want to miss it. Trust me, it's going to be a wild ride.